Hey guys, welcome back to the Merit Partners YouTube channel. Today we are giving you an in-depth review of the Ferrari 360 Challenge Stradale. We're going to talk about what makes it special, and then we're going to take it out on the road and let you know what the driving experience is like in this incredible lightweight Ferrari. So let's go. So sitting in the Challenge Stradale, you immediately know that you're in something that's uncompromisingly focused on performance. I remember when this car came out, you can go back and watch the Top Gear review videos of this car, but it was crazy to have a car, a production car that was this stripped out. You have basically bare aluminum on the floors everywhere. Carbon fiber doors that provide absolutely no sound deadening whatsoever on the road. What's unique about this car that we're in is these are a very rare option full leather interior. Usually this car has all Alcantara everywhere. So again, very much on that performance focused aspect. But the other thing about this interior is it's extremely simplistic compared to modern cars. Even in the Pistas and the Speciales, you get some amount of screens and some amount of technology. In the Challenge Stradale, you get gauges, AC controls, and drive buttons. And that's it. But that's okay, because you're not focused on this stuff while you're driving. You're focused on this. That is what you're focusing on when you drive the Challenge Stradale, a V8 that redlines up to 8,500 RPM. I freaking love this car. I will take any chance I get to drive it, so I'm very, very happy right now. Let's go through some of the numbers on this car that you guys can Google on your own, but it's important to know. So the Challenge Stradale has 425 horsepower. It's 25 horsepower up from the standard Modena. We have 275 foot-pounds of torque, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the Challenge Stradale weighs 2,822 pounds. Let me just repeat that for you. 2,822 pounds. And in a world right now where a lightweight sports car, lightweight supercar even, weighs well over 3,000 pounds, the Challenge Stradale is truly a lightweight supercar. And the one thing I'll say is that is the defining aspect of this car, in my opinion. This car truly does feel like a go-kart. If ever we have somebody come into Merit and test drive a Challenge Stradale without prompting them at all about their experience, it is always the first thing they go to is that car felt like a go-kart. And it's because the car is so light, so nimble, but the steering is still relatively heavy. If you've ever driven a go-kart before, you know how heavy the steering is and how darty it is, and this is that same way. Of course, the suspension on this car was set up to rip around the track, and in fact, it's 3 seconds faster, over 3 seconds faster than the standard Modena around Maranello. So they made some serious changes to the Challenge Stradale as far as handling. There is a little compromise when it comes to comfort on the road. And the one thing I'll say is, if you are somebody that is not very tolerant of loud noises in a cabin, this is not necessarily the car for you to road trip in. It is very loud in here. from the exhaust, from the road noise below you to the wind. I mean, it's just, it's uncompromising in that sense, truly. But it makes up for it in everything else. The way this car sounds, the way this car handles, it corners so flat, and even when you lose the back end a little bit, it's so controllable. You never feel out of sorts with it, and I think that does have something to do with the power. You know, compared to modern 600 plus horsepower cars, this doesn't have that oomph that'll get you in trouble like those cars. So it's actually very nice in that sense. The transmission in this car, it is the old school single clutch transmission. Like I mentioned earlier, this car's nearly 20 years old, so it does have a little bit of that, but in my opinion, it doesn't hinder the driving experience one bit. Once you learn how to shift with it, because you do want to sort of act like a manual transmission, take your foot off the gas a little bit as you're shifting gears. The one thing I'll say is you should drive this car in race mode. It shortens the shift time. The downshifts are more violent, but in a good way. Feels more engaging. They're definitely faster in race mode. You can tell outside of race mode, they're trying to make it a little bit more smooth for just standard road driving. But all in all, this is, in my opinion, Ferrari's first go at a modern, lightweight supercar, and they knocked it out of the park, even with the Pista, which is insanely fast, and all the modern lightweight supercars. The Challenge Stradale is not only just as fun, but it's carved its own little niche into a true lightweight supercar. Look, my main goal with this video is to tell you guys, if you get an opportunity to drive a Challenge Stradale, don't ask any questions. Don't ask where to go. Just take the keys, start the car, and go, because I promise you, it is an experience you will not forget. And while these cars are still not astronomically expensive, you should be able to find one, and hopefully you've got a friend that will let you drive his or hers. So, hope you guys learned a little something today on the Challenge Stradale. If you have any questions at all about this specific car or any other Challenge Stradales, please let us know. Be sure to go to meritpartners.com, view our inventory. We'd love to hear from you guys in the comments of any cars that you want us to review. So please let us know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.